Thanks, Jerry. Thanks to Vertical Events for the opportunity again to present. Today I'll be talking about our flagship Tarkwa nickel sulphide project in northern Vietnam and how we're well positioned to feed into the EV revolution with our downstream lithium-ion high nickel cathode focus. So you can see the demand coming from the electric vehicle movement, the 1.2 million tonnes of nickel required. That's more than the current Class 1 nickel supply in the world today. So we need to find almost as much as we're currently mining within the next 2 to 3, 5 years. So there's a significant demand coming, and it's a push towards a high nickel cathode, towards the 8:1:1 ratio of nickel to cobalt to manganese. That's the high nickel cathode mix that we're looking to produce from our lithium-ion downstream plant in northern Vietnam. So we believe this is one of the most exciting movements we've seen in a generation or two. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There's a significant amount of capital coming from the downstream players. We already have a major partner in EcoPro. They're the largest cathode manufacturer in South Korea and a major partner and a shareholder of the Blackstone company. So we have a district scale nickel sulphide opportunity. The previous owners sunk $136 million into the infrastructure. We're now looking to add the refining business, which produces that downstream NCM 811 product. So you can see there we've circled EcoPro, second largest cathode manufacturer in the world, a number of the major players coming from Korea. We've spent a lot of time in South Korea with the major players in the industry, LG, Samsung, POSCO. You can see that there's a significant amount of capital coming from these downstream players into the upstream mining opportunities. We're looking to take the concentrate and move into that chemical refining business, which produces the precursor product and then the lithium included to that will produce your cathode products. So you can see we're well positioned on the doorstep of the major players in the industry, being China, South Korea and Japan. The South Korean majors of LG and Samsung are looking to build lithium-ion battery plants in this region. LG has a partnership with a local group called VinFast, who are looking to build electric vehicles in country in the port city of Haiphong near the mine. This will be the VinFast factory in alliance with LG Chem lithium-ion batteries. They're looking to build a $2 billion gigafactory. We have two of the largest hydro power plants in Southeast Asia. You can see there we've got the Son La Hydro Dam is the largest hydro power plant in Southeast Asia near the mine, and that allows us to produce a green nickel product, which will be the focus of the car manufacturers going forward. You can see the existing concentrator, the Haiphong port nearby, where the VinFast factory is located, serviced by good infrastructure, rail and road infrastructure out to the mining area. The scalable nature of this refining business means that if we can secure supply more than our current mine and work with third-party providers like Trafigura, we have a letter of intent from Trafigura, who will be our third-party provider into our refining business. We can scale this up to allow for the significant demand that's coming from our partners. We'll also look to other feedstock opportunities, and we're looking to partner with other nickel mining companies that would like to come into the downstream opportunity. The news flow, the PFS for that downstream opportunity will be in June, July this year. That's a key milestone that, to look out for. We think that will show a significant value uplift in the Blackstone opportunity. Then we're moving straight into a pilot plant phase. We'll bring our partners through that pilot plant phase. We'll tailor the products for our particular partners' needs. The NCM product will be tailored to our particular downstream partners, EcoPro, as well as we believe we have the room for other major players in our refining business. At the end of that phase of piloting, we'll look to lock in the offtakes on the supply and the customer side, and then we'll final investment decision over the next 12 to 18 months, moving into the build phase and then looking to produce the NCM product in 2024. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're actually doing a spin out of our gold assets, and I'm going to hand over to Shannon Bamforth. Shannon is the MD of Codrus Minerals. Shannon is a geologist with over 20 years experience in the resources industry with a focus on base metals and gold. Shannon has held corporate roles in companies such as Sandfire, Regent Pacific, St Barbara, Anglo Gold and Acacia Resources. And I welcome Shannon for his first presentation as the Managing Director of Codrus Minerals.
Thank you, Scott. Okay, it's a pleasure to be here with you all this afternoon and to introduce you to a gold discovery opportunity. It's based on the spin out of the gold assets from Codrus Minerals, from Blackstone Minerals, and the prospectus for this new listing will be lodged today. Access to that will be found on the Blackstone website and on the Codrus Minerals website. What that will do is allow the Australian and American assets of Blackstone that are going into Codrus to receive dedicated, accelerated exploration focus. This will deliver value to both the Codrus shareholders and to the Blackstone Minerals shareholders, who will be our largest shareholder on listing. The investors in Codrus Minerals will have exposure to gold exploration in Tier 1 jurisdictions. In our 3 Australian projects, all projects are located in close proximity to existing operating mines. And the Bull Run project in Oregon in the USA is also in a historic gold producing area of Oregon. All projects have demonstrated economic intercepts of gold that we've already seen, so really good springboard for exploration success. We have walk-up, drill-ready targets at the Silver Swan South project and at the Red Gate project in the Eastern Goldfields. And we've got dedicated work programs already well progressed for the Middle Creek and Bull Run projects. With a dedicated management team and a balance sheet to accelerate opportunities in exploration, we're looking for a really good team to move forward and explore with real vigour. And to do that, we'll also have leverage to the existing historic Blackstone corporate knowledge on the projects. The IPO is looking to raise a minimum of $5 million, but up to $8 million, listing with a market cap in the order of $12 million. In Australia, we are focused on 2 projects in the prolific Eastern Goldfields, Silver Swan South and the Red Gate project, and the one in the Nullagine area of the Pilbara, Middle Creek. At the Silver Swan project, we can see that it is close in proximity to 2 historic and 1 still operating mine. So we have the Kanowna Belle mine, which is a truly prolific mine in the goldfields that's still in production with Northern Star, and the Black Swan and Silver Swan nickel projects that were high-grade nickel projects that are being looked at by Poseidon Resources. The key control at Kanowna Belle for mineralisation is the Fitzroy Shear, and that shear progresses from Kanowna Belle right the way up into the Codrus tenements. And what was the control on mineralisation at Silver Swan and Black Swan was the ultramafic units, and we can see those in the purple coming down and running right through the centre of the Codrus tenements. Historically, these tenements have been quite hard to explore. There's up to 70 metres of transported cover across the tenements, so no outcrop, so everybody's working blind from surface. The benefit of that is that some of the work that was done historically was really just chasing paleo-channel gold at very shallow levels at the base of this transported cover. The actual fault zone that hosts KB mineralisation has never been drilled. The tenure in this district of Western Australia is very well held. It is Evolution, Northern Star, Newmont, so the tenements don't turn over very often. So this is a real jewel in the crown of Codrus Minerals to be able to go out into a well-endowed area with significant exploration results already in the bank. If we look closer onto the Fitzroy Shear, we can see that where wide-spaced air core drilling has occurred around the Fitzroy Shear, we've seen mineralisation. And that mineralisation can be at a grade of up to 11 metres at 2.9 grams a tonne. And down at Black Eagle, we've also got anomalous nickel, which is telling us that the ultramafic unit is fertile. At Black Eagle, we also have an EM plate from recent Blackstone geophysical surveys that is appearing below the gold and adjacent to the ultramafic. This is a priority drill target for the company and will be drilled very shortly after listing. Further to the northeast, we have the Red Gate project located in the highly prized Edgedina Gold Centre. The mineralisation we see at Edgedina is similar in style and setting to what we see at the nearby Porphyry Gold Mine, which is trucked down to Carosue Dam with Northern Star. The work program will be looking to test some of the IP survey anomalies that were created over the last 6 to 8 months by Blackstone Minerals and follow up some of the better historic gold intersections that have been drilled. Some of these intersections have significant gravitas, with 10 metres at 8.5 grams and 12 metres at 9.2 grams. Again, in this tenement, work is focused on areas with very thin cover or no cover at all, but the areas with thicker cover have received very little focus, again enhancing the opportunity. With the IP that was created by Blackstone, we could see a strong correlation at North Porphyry between the mineralisation and the chargeability response. When we started to look across the broader tenement, we can see that there is numerous chargeability responses that coincide with some of the high-grade mineralisation that I've just mentioned that have never been drill tested at any significant depth. This is still another great opportunity in the goldfields in a prolific zone in the shadow of the headframe of operating assets to have exploration success. Down at Conto Springs, we also have another IP chargeability anomaly that is really quite intriguing. We've got no air core down there and we've got very little soils, so it's again another opportunity for us to get out and test on the ground. Once we get up to the Middle Creek project, we're 170 kilometres north of Newman, up in the Pilbara, hosted by the Mosquito Creek Group. There's two main structures up at Nullagine that people have focused on for years in their prospecting and mining and exploration, and that's the Middle Creek Fault to the south and the Blue Speck Fault to the north. We can see on the slide that there is multiple prospects and mining centres right the way through the district. All of those tenements are now owned by Novo Resources, and they've been refurbishing the Golden Eagle Mill to get their milling centre up. That's 10 kilometres from our tenements, and Beaton's Creek will feed into that mill. What is intriguing about this process that we're looking at here is the tenements that were all pegged as prospecting licences, not as exploration licences. It was a more convoluted and hard process to go through, but it's delivered as tenure in an area in Nullagine that has never been drilled. There is not one drill hole on the tenure that we hold there. What the company has done is Blackstone, is soils and multi-element analysis, really looking to see what we can get up as correlative indices to work out exploration focus points. This has worked out and given us a number of really key projects, including Major 1, Major 2, Horse and the Dolores Trend. Rock chip sampling over the project has also delivered plus 3 gram rock chip samples from surface, and while the geologist was up there on the ground just being able to pull 3 nuggets out on one of the structures with the geochem anomaly. So really grassroots exploration in an advanced area. It's a wonderful opportunity. The work program will initially take us into doing some detailed structural mapping. We've got great outcrop in the Mosquito Creek part of the world, and then we'll see how that correlates to our geochemical anomalies, and then potentially look at starting up the drill rig. As we move further afield, we get over to Eastern Oregon. This was a gold rush region over 120 years ago. The district has hosted intermittent historical mining and some little current mining in an artisanal scale up to today. There's some miners there that are still focusing on a very artisanal scale on small scale quartz veins that are very high grade, and they've never really looked at the larger regional opportunity. In this district, Codrus Minerals has 79 mineral claims and has 11 claims in an option agreement where there is historic mining being taken place. The key here is that we're looking at an area that's had no modern methodical exploration. The last real exploration that took place in this district was over 30 years ago, and the drilling that occurred then returned intercepts of over 20 metres at 3.5 grams a tonne of gold from very close to surface. Back in the 80s, that wasn't deemed as a good enough result. Today, I think we'd all agree that it's a very, very good result. So the 3 drill holes that have been done on this project by Newmont all returned historic intercepts. There's rock chips going plus 15 grams from surface, and we can see the dike swarm in the brown. And that dike swarm in the brown really gives us an opportunity to look at a different style of mineralisation to the quartz veins that is much larger in scale. So exploration there will comprise of an IP survey that we're getting organised at the current time, and then we'll be looking to drill later in the year. Another exciting project. So to finish, investors in the company will have exposure to gold exploration in a Tier 1 jurisdiction. There's walk-up, drill-ready targets, and then on the 2 projects that aren't drill-ready, they're not far off. We've got a dedicated management team to really focus on exploration success on these projects and deliver that value uplift to shareholders. So the public offer closing date for the offer is at the 8th of June, so we hope to be listed on the ASX as of the 8th of July. And just to repeat, the link for the prospectus will shortly be found on both the Blackstone and Codrus Minerals website. Thank you.
Thank you very much.